All right, folks, here we are, 2018, where 50% of the US population is composed of single adults. That's right, 40 million Americans right now are using online dating sites and apps. They estimate that by 2040, 70% of all relationships will have started online. This is a rapidly growing industry and trend, and as someone who hasn't been single for nearly a decade, I thought it was really important to dive into the pool, see what's going on. And so we headed to the Big Apple, New York City, where we were gonna run this really fun, sexy experiment of getting on these dating apps and going on some dates. It didn't go so well. So here we go, New York City, online dating, and I announce it to my social media tribe, and what do I get back? They tell me, don't do it. Don't do it. All the people on Tinder, all they want to do is get hookups and sex, and it's inauthentic and not genuine, but I'm entering into it thinking, can I do this consciously? Can I set the intention to create powerful, meaningful, authentic connection? And here's the thing when you set a powerful intention like that, right? When you set an intention, one of two things is gonna happen. One, you are either going to receive it because you're a match to it and the universe is always trying to give you what you're asking for. Or two, you are going to have all of your stuff that is in the way, everything in you that's not a match is gonna rise to the surface so you have the opportunity to work through it and see it and move past it and become a match to the thing that you're asking for. And so here in New York City, setting the intention to go on dates, create meaningful connections, little did I know, and what you are gonna see in this episode, is all of the stuff in me that was not a match to that intention. Never in my life has meeting women been a priority for me, ever. So because it's never been like a priority for me, I also run into this resistance of what's the real payoff. Well, I'm going and downloading Tinder right now. Install.
Why are you doing that?
I'm downloading Tinder so I can more deeply understand how people are connecting right now. Tinder gets a lot of bad rap for being just about hookups. You can't make authentic connection. I posted on Instagram, hey, do you have any advice? Everyone was like, don't do it, don't do it. And I don't even understand why not. I just feel as if the whole point of Tinder and Bumble and all these social dating apps is to connect with other human beings, plain and simple. Whether it's because you're lonely and you don't want to look at your life, whether it's because you're looking for like a soulmate, whatever it is, there's a connection that wants to be happening, even if it's just sex. There's a connection that's wanting to be made, and I feel as if it's such a big part of the culture today that I've never experienced. My best pick is, I have to choose a picture. Ryan, what picture?
Is there like a main picture that you pick for Tinder?
I think so. I think there's like a profile pic.
Post one shirtless photo.
Yeah, definitely post a shirtless photo. Let them see what you're working with.
That?
Maybe.
It needs to be shirtless?
Don't be shy.
I just put a tank top one.
Oh.
You just want it because you're in it.
No.
This one?
It's artistic. It shows that you're spiritual or homeless. Just put a picture of your just straight body, not even a face.
No. No, Ryan.
What are you scared of? The quality's good. You can really see the striation muscles.
You literally just want a photo of my chest,
Yeah.
dude. Just to put a photo of my body? That seems weird to me. What do you think of this one? This is an edge for me, just so you know. Posting a photo, intentionally being sexy. Okay, about me. Oh.
Took 27 minutes to pick your photos.
I have like a sixth sense now when there's a camera on me. I can feel it.
You want to tell me what's going on right now?
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted.
Is it from the travel?
No, it's from Tinder. It's actually being on like an electronic device that long, and the actual energy putting into that for the last, I probably spent about 2-ish hours like on and off of it. And I'd probably still be on it right now if it wasn't for, I'm not paying for Tinder Pro and it tells me I can't do anymore. What I'm realizing is it's so much energy.
Can we look to see how much time you've actually spent on Tinder on your first day? Your phone tracks that.
Dude, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired.
Like, this is the first time I've seen Adam like this exhausted.
I think what's so tiring about it, I feel like every photo that I see, there's a part of me that's like tapping into the possibility of connecting with that person. I probably looked at like 300 profiles in that time, give or take. Just most of them were no. If you didn't put an about me, you got a no immediately. And that's 300 possibilities. It's exhausting. I got a response on Bumble. It's kind of anticlimactic. It says hi. It says hi. We won't show her on camera, but this is her.
Yeah, you should definitely say hi back. She likes the beach.
Everyone puts a travel photo. It's like if you've traveled one time, that photo is going up in your profile.
She's a
I think she's a
Santorini.
musician of some kind. That's what that would imply to me. Yeah, she's a singer.
Bowie fan?
She's like a
She's got
rocker.
good taste.
She's a rocker.
Bro.
You want in?
Super cute. Wait, is that Bailey? That's my ex-girlfriend.
Who?
Shut up.
Yeah,
That's your
my
ex-girlfriend?
ex-girlriend. That's so funny.
That's so amazing. All right, so I'm going to
28?
respond with, I have 22 hours to respond. What about this?
Hi, I noticed you have a few photos with a mic in your hand. What is the art you are most excited about creating currently? It feels cold.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel playful.
What about, I noticed that you have a few photos with a mic in your hand. Would be dope to jam out sometime. Do you just sing or do you play any instruments?
It's cool.
This is literally the first message I would have sent through a social media dating app, and already I'm spiraling in this
You want it to be playful and you want it to break a pattern, like stand out. You know,
And
like
that's creating an invitation to meet up.
like flirting, a little challenge, like a little sort of,
You're down to 8 days.
yeah.
part of me that wants to close this app right now is very strong in my system. Hi, I noticed you have a few photos with a mic in your hand. Do you play any instruments in addition to singing? What?
You love to play music, yes?
Yes.
You like to jam, yes?
Yes.
Would it be cool to hang out with a girl like this and jam?
To get to see
Potentially,
it, to
I
feel out
don't
if
know
it
until
feels
I
good.
communicate with her. It could be awful.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, what that is right there is I like you're attractive and I immediately want to be in your space. To me, this right here is I actually want to have a bit of a back and
Yeah,
forth
totally.
to determine if I want to even be this close to you.
Totally, I agree with that. I agree with that.
So saying, do you want to get together and jam is something that I would say like
I'm not saying
five
do
or
you want to get together and jam. I'm saying maybe we can get together and jam sometime.
What makes this strange? Because I get DMs, like right now I think I have, how many unread other messages on Instagram? I think I have 70 something now, and like 15 in my inbox, and none of those feel weird to me. What feels weird about this is immediately saying, I find you attractive, you find me attractive. So there's like, that's already there, and it's like triggering this some part of me that I can't understand right now.
That's what?
I don't know.
What part of you?
The fact that there's already been an acknowledged, like, I find you sexually attractive, that's how this app works, is creating an interesting experience that I don't experience when I get DMs on Instagram or Facebook messages.
Oh, yeah.
Even if they say, I think you're so cute on like the Instagram message, it still doesn't do that.
Because it's a dating app.
I think it's because part of it is me, I've put myself out there in a way already, right? Okay, so sexual energy. It enters into the equation around social media dating because we're communicating initially from I find you physically attractive. There's some sort of physical sexual attraction to you. And because this energy is in the space, I get uncomfortable, I get triggered. And when I say I get triggered, what I mean is that there's an emotional and physical response in my body to this experience. And I say it all the time, but awareness gives us choice. And what you're seeing in this scene is that I don't have any awareness. I have no awareness of why I feel the way that I do, and therefore I am unable to make different choices. But we're gonna go back into the scene and you're gonna see me start the process of figuring out and asking the question, why? Because when something shows up in my experience, I'm not just gonna accept it if it's something that I don't want to be experiencing. I'm gonna ask myself, why is this showing up? And that's exactly what I do in this scene.
Which feels safe or dangerous to you, or has in the past?
I currently feel an energy in my system that is not my normal,
Because it's through an app.
cool, calm, collected energy. There's like I don't know how to respond. I don't know. Like
Here's a great
interesting
framework.
thing.
Like, here's what I want you to remember. You are the prize. And what this conversation can be is a portal and a conversation, because you only have so much time here in New York, and you're not just going to go on a date with anybody. You want to make sure that
I'm not just gonna jam with anyone, bro.
Exactly. You want to make sure that she has certain qualities or characteristics.
Totally.
And so this is for you to, like in a job interview, you're kind of going like, hey, like, what are you all about? Like, what's your, like, you know what I mean?
100%.
So you're kind of vetting her out in a way, which is a beautiful thing for her to feel. It's like, oh shit, he's got like.
Yeah, I'm recognizing that the
You're a hot commodity.
interactions that I have are of a certain dynamic, and this is a dynamic I'm just not used to.
Totally.
And it won't take me that long to adjust, navigate, and bring more play. I think that's a huge part of what I want to bring to this experience, is not for it to be this serious thing,
Yeah.
but be fun.
Be
and
fun
just
and
like
playful.
try jokes and like whatever. This is also the first one.
Okay, so have you ever had that big event in front of you? You've had that big date or the big speech or the job interview and you get sick? What's happening there oftentimes is a self-sabotage. The unconscious mind saying, ooh, you don't want this rejection, or this isn't actually safe for me to be in, so I'm going to shut down. I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna find a way to prevent myself from going into that discomfort. And that's exactly what started happening to me, because I recognized, wow, I'm not feeling fully safe in this for whatever reason. I didn't yet have the awareness of why, but I knew that it was uncomfortable. And here I am with only 7 days left to go on some dates as an experiment, and I'm getting sick.
You said you were feeling a little under the weather ever since last night
Yeah.
into today.
Yep.
And I was like, what if there's a part of you that doesn't want to go on these dates and makes yourself contagious?
I've had that thought. I had that thought today that there's a part of me that is self-sabotaging the experiment by getting sick, so that I legitimately feel so terrible that I won't go on the dates.
What part of you is that?
A couple parts. Part of me that is scared of hurting Ruby's feelings, because we've talked about like this is actually, she's fully aware of all this, supports what I'm doing and we're creating, and like
They just have to be rinsed.
there's a part of me that I have no reference for what an open relationship is. I have no reference for, I've never dated someone who's been dating someone else ever in my whole life. So I don't know what that feels like. But I do know what it's like to be cheated on, and I do know what it's like to like someone and not have them like you back, or you think it's something more than it is. And so that's the only reference that I have. And so there is a part of me that's thinking about that. There's a part of me that's recognizing, what if I fall in love with someone and then go on the road for 3 months, right? Like, there's a lot of reasons that I could give for why I don't want to be finding a deep connection here in New York. A lot of reasons.
But then why are you doing it?
Because I also believe that the mission that I'm on to understand how human beings are connecting is really important. And I also believe that there's a version of me that can be in these, can date without it being, it doesn't have to be this big thing. Like, I can date and like have beautiful connections with different people and have that be special and something that I enjoy and that they enjoy and no one's feelings are getting hurt, I believe that's possible. And the only way I'll know if it's possible or if I can do it is to do it.
As long as you don't get sick.
We've been in New York, 3 days? I've gotten on Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. I have no ongoing communication with anyone on those platforms. There's been a couple just whatever, and they've all fizzled out. I have 3 conversations that are currently going with women who have connected either directly through my Instagram, who messaged me. One was from a friend, and one was from another friend. So I have these 3 conversations going with these different women. So that's the status right now. No dates lined up, just entry level conversation, and then a lot of apprehension around the party that we're going to tonight.
Part of your personal discovery right now is looking at what it means to be in a place of sexual empowerment within relationship, whatever that calls for. Whether it's an intimate container of just eye gazing at dinner, or you guys end up at a play party and you're whipping one another. It's New York.
What? Your mind, the depths of your mind. Matt, you challenged so many aspects of me in the beautiful ways because of your comfortability in the realms of sexual energy. They reflect back to me all the ways in which I'm not comfortable in those realms.
And so what happens when we're moving through the world and we don't feel fully comfortable? We don't feel fully safe. We don't feel ourselves in our own skin. And that may not be in every area, right? It might just be in certain aspects. Like for me in this one, where there is this exchange of sexual energy in this dating arena, I was noticing myself feeling on edge, feeling like a fish out of water. And when that happens, we often seek what we're searching for, meaning I'm looking at people around me and saying, wow, they seem really comfortable in this. They are on social media dating apps and they're doing really well. They're getting responses. So why don't I model my behavior after them? Let me ask them for advice. Instead of going inward and saying, what's actually true for me? I'm thinking I need to change. And so we're getting ready to go out to this sexy Halloween party in New York City, and we have a group of friends, and you're gonna see me question everything about myself to try and figure out how to do it better.
The group one.
Get rid of the
They
group
don't
one
get to see your friends.
and the one on stage.
They don't just see your
It's one
friends.
of the things that
No,
is
keep
just
the one on
"Rah."
the stage.
I'm deleting the one of my friends.
Yes, they don't need to see your
See,
friends.
Ryan and I thought having friends was
No.
What are you guys doing, Adam?
No.
Deepak is helping me change the photos that I've chosen as my go-tos on my Bumble profile to get better results.
Because
Is that the one we
Deepak
selected?
is exactly the kind of woman
What?
that Adam is looking for.
Oh,
I think that's so successful. Yes.
That's a great one.
It's
That's
the warm
great.
colors,
So good.
too. And I would change your bio. Don't put I'm here and you for 9 days. Don't put that. You don't want them to know. Trust me.
But I feel like
No, just don't put it.
I don't
You
want them to be looking for something that I
That's
can't
okay.
provide.
That's okay. You can talk that
You
on
just
the
have to
date.
get on the date.
Yeah.
first.
Don't worry.
What? Hold on. What are you doing in my profile?
Changing the whole
You're you can't just swipe right like that. That's how you get all your dates.
No.
Just swiping right.
No. You gotta understand. On Bumble, they don't. It's like depth. This doesn't work. It's like it's all. That's
Up.
fucked up. But that's part of the experiment that you're learning. That's how fucked
I'm
up
learning.
it is.
I'm learning. We're gonna
Yeah,
see.
on a
Just so you
certain
know, I
frequency.
went to Hinge right now because you can't swipe on Hinge. So the cool thing about Hinge is they have these things, and you don't actually swipe. You respond. Like if loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Habanero, hot sauce, and everything.
Dope.
I can say, amazing. I personally put sriracha.
Did you get any
No,
responses?
that's not what I would do.
As like single Adam.
Yeah.
And watching your content, like you could have so much game. You could have so much game, but like no game. Adam Rowe doesn't have game.
I haven't.
That's a burn. That's a low key burn.
No, it's not a burn. It's just the truth because you're so honest and authentic. Because you're like, oh, funny.
So to you, having game means not being honest and authentic.
No. Wow.
I know what you're saying. Let me translate real quick.
Okay, translate.
Let me translate. She's saying you don't have game. I can see why that could be offensive. What she's saying is, hold on, you're intellectual, and so you do things from an intellectual, heady perspective, and so much of dating and flirting, especially online, is about just fun and play and not seriousness.
Eggplant emojis. That's what
It's about emotion. It's about emotion.
Listen.
Just put an eggplant volcano emoji in your bio.
It's about emotion. You want to spike
so
emotion.
This is what I was saying before is I
Like
don't
attraction.
think it's about the photo.
Put an eggplant.
And I do agree, you are emitting a certain frequency and you've made it clear that you only want someone that can match that frequency or in some way bring you something, which is very clear. However, could that potentially be creating a block in moving forward in this experiment?
I'm open. I am literally doing the experiment because of the fact that I have not hit on a woman or tried to pick up a woman since I was 23 years old. So this didn't even exist.
Yeah.
And in person, I feel like I do a great job. Like I can talk to a woman in person way easier than this. Yeah. What would you say to this woman? Let's all
For the hot sauce one?
No. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go around in a circle, and everyone can be the front. So,
Great. This is a
starting
great
with you, Miss Adam has no game.
No, at least
Go over here. No, come on.
not that you don't have
No.
Okay.
Tell me. I can comment on any of her photos or what she wrote. So tell me what I should say.
I geek out on ping pong, boggle, Yahtzee.
If
I'd be
loving
like,
is-
you know it.
That's it?
Let's all respond.
Or
Let's all
like-
make
okay,
make
wait.
sure. Hold on.
Hang
Hold
on.
on.
No,
Katie,
that's
let's
really
all
fun.
evaluate
That was
Katie's
really
game.
quick.
Let's
That was
evaluate
now
Katie's game
now
for a
I-
second.
wait.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate
I
her
didn't
response?
finish.
No, you know it. I didn't
was
finish.
You
know it. It was an ellipsis. it was dot dot dot.
Dot.
So I'm not gonna write that.
Heart. And then
What is the statement?
If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Habanero hot sauce on everything.
I would write, do you put it in your purse?
Do you carry it in your purse?
That's good.
Which is a response.
Sure, it's
Quirky.
it's
Connor?
cute.
I'd probably be like, well, let's go get some tacos.
Let's go get some tacos. Okay.
Oh, just taking it straight to the
Straight to the taco.
call to action.
The taco. What would you say?
You could be funny and be like, I used to agree, but there's just certain places hot sauce should never go.
Yeah, like that.
Trust me, I learned the hard way.
That's a good one. Do you like being active or going on adventures? Question mark. Concerts? Question mark.
Yes.
Theater? Question mark.
I would say something like,
Be like, I'm more of a festival guy, Burning Man for the win. And see if she's a burner, she's like,
a
yeah. If she's not, great. Use that as a Burning Man
That's
portal.
kind of dope.
Okay.
That's a good
Let's do
one.
that. I'm on
Tell you,
board
bro,
with that
I'll
one.
be your wingman. Put me back in your profile and I'll keep helping you.
what did you say? Burning Man is
Yeah,
what?
that's dope.
Can I see?
Yeah,
I said
my
Burning
spirit.
Man is my spirit animal.
That's dope. I think it's super cool.
Set. Great. We got through one.
Just use everything.
Congratulations,
answer,
team.
Answer every question as a portal to mention Burning Man, and you'll just vet your people out really quick.
Isn't there a dating map for burners?
Mustard. I like mustard. There's no mustard at Burning Man. I love that place. No offense. Just whatever you can do to throw Burning Man. It's like,
Habanero hot sauce.
Burning Man.
Ooh, I wish I had some of that last year at Burning Man.
That would be nice.
The intention was like to go on a date, right? Through Hinge, Tinder,
the
or
point.
Bumble.
Yeah.
If you don't end up going on a date
Yeah.
and you stay true to yourself,
Yeah,
true to
keep
your
it on the way.
like your intention,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no loss or there isn't any sort of like,
Totally.
you know, and I mean I think whatever you choose is going to be perfect.
I mean,
You know
the
what
thing is,
like
if I've gotten on and put in a legitimate amount of energy, which I value my time very highly, so the amount that I'm putting in, and I don't go on any dates through this, that in and of itself says a whole lot. So up until now, you have seen me spiraling, you've seen me out of my comfort zone, you've seen me actually questioning, why do I feel so uncomfortable? And I've been asking those questions. And what you're not seeing in this episode, but is a regular part of my experience, is meditation, it's journaling, it's actually sitting in and listening to whatever we want to call it, God, higher self, whatever you want to put a word to it, but is creating the space to understand what's going on in my life. And here's the payoff. This next scene is the awareness moment where I hit the point where I realize what has been happening all along. I've gotten a deeper understanding of women since the breakup. Like learning a lot about women and interacting with way more women now. And that experience led to me getting on stage in Denver. And because of my deeper understanding of what women are going through, speaking about something and being willing to go to the place that I needed to go, which was say, I understand you from the space of what it means to not trust men. I get it. And I needed to share why I got that and the sexual trauma. That sexual trauma piece unlocked something which you saw in the hotel room and then on Mount Shasta, and brought it to the forefront of my consciousness. And now, as I enter into the dating world, I'm able to have the lens of how that trauma has imprinted how I'm showing up. I can see it. And I wouldn't be able to see it had that chain of events not happened.
Wow.
And so the amazing thing is I can now recognize that has all happened so that the feedback mechanism that is women in dating can help me heal the thing. Like, that's why it's here now. And it's being triggered in so many ways through through women and through the dating, that I recognize the value of dating as healing. And that like, it's scary for me. Like, it's not, like, it seems so silly, and I recognize that I feel like it's so silly, and yet in my system it is borderline like fear response in my system around it. And so every single interaction, it's the wildest thing to experience in my body. And I don't know what to do about it other than just go on these dates and like interact with these women and keep pouring energy into these apps, and I don't know. It doesn't feel good. So I'm in this state where I don't feel good about it. And I don't know if that's because it's not the thing I should be doing, or if it's because I'm in this like fight or flight, and it's draining. It's so draining. Everything in my system wants to run from this. So that's the aha moment, right? The payoff, the understanding of why throughout this entire experience of New York, which you've seen, why I was responding the way I was responding, how I could get a message, get a match on social media dating apps and constrict, become fearful, why my body, despite my intention of wanting to go on these dates, my body's starting to break down and get sick so that I can't. And what you don't see in this episode, but is really important for me to highlight, is that every day I was meditating, I was journaling, I was in conversation with my friends about it, and they were able to support me and give me some really valuable feedback. I was asking the questions to more deeply understand myself. And then here it is, the imprint of sexual trauma that has unveiled itself in a new layer once again. Ever since opening up about that on stage in Denver, I had seen it showing up in these different ways, and I didn't even know that it was impacting me in this one. But there it is. And that awareness gives me choice. So I'm able now to go out into the world, and when I experience this, say, whoa, okay, the discomfort I'm feeling, the lack of safety that I'm feeling, I know where that comes from, and I'm gonna choose something different. Whereas before, at the beginning of this episode, like you can see, I'm playing out a pattern of behavior that is the result of this, that I don't even know is the result of that. I think that's just how I am. And so we decide to go out. We're gonna go out dancing as a group, and my friend brings her friend who she's really excited to set me up with. She says, you guys are gonna hit it off. And as a group, we go dancing, and after we go dancing, we had to get some pizza. And while there is this discomfort in my system a little bit, because I'm aware of it and where it comes from, I'm making different choices. I'm actively saying, okay, I am going to create this spark. The spark, the infamous spark. What is the spark? The spark is the thing that goes beyond what I can even explain. It goes beyond the logical mind. It's that part of us that says there's something special here. I want to get to know this person for some reason that I can't necessarily explain, but I feel it. And so I overcome my discomfort, I dance, I create conversation, and I attempt to create the spark, which I find out is far more rare and special than I originally believed.
More than anything, what New York has shown me, in a very short window of time, I've had a lot of different variations of interaction with women. And having awareness of it as it's happening has been insane, because I'm like, whoa, this is a whole different reflection. This is a different reflection. But what I'm consistently walking away with is a new appreciation for real, authentic connection, like you're talking about, like depth of connection, right? And so with Ruby being so, like, one of the second woman that I've connected this, the first one that I actually connected with outside of, like, hey, let's go out to dinner together. Let's spend some time. The first woman that I've slept with, like, because she was the first, I think there was a part of my brain that was thinking, oh, this is just how it's gonna be. Like, I will meet so many people that just drop in deep soul connection. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Even with people who I could see myself creating something with, because they're awesome, you know? They're amazing, they're smart, they're aligned in their mission, they're whatever. I could see myself saying, okay, I'm going to put energy into this and create something, because why not? But that spark that we've been talking about this whole trip, the thing that transcends thought, that's just there, that brings out more of your essence that you're talking about, I don't know that you can fake that. I don't know where that even comes from.
And it's a different case with us too, because the more distinctions that you've made in your life of things that you value, and the more conscious you are, the less you're going to, or the more distinctions you're going to have in who you're looking for as well, right? Like, most guys, to bring it back to what we were saying, most guys would dance, have a sexy connection on the dance floor, be like, dope, I'm totally gonna get laid tonight, go get pizza, be like, this conversation is kind of boring, whatever, yo, you want to go to my spot, have sex with her, and then be like, dope,
Had sex with a model.
High
five.
Hell yeah, right? But, like, that's not the game we're playing. It's not the game we're playing. We want genuine, authentic, deep connection, and for that to happen, things have to line up, right? Like you said, you went on a date and the girl was like saying all these words, and she was just had all these stories of I can't, and all these limiting beliefs, and you're like, I want to, like, be able to like not focus on that, and, like, that's what I do for a living, and, like, it's who I am. I can't just ignore that. Like, it's not a match.
Can you imagine? I just think about being in relationship, meaning even just spending, like, going home with someone, spending the evening, waking up the next morning, having breakfast, whatever, with someone who's consistently voicing limitations. I can't, it's just, I'm unwilling. I love myself too damn much and have worked too damn hard to get to the point where I see the world as infinite possibility, to listen to you tell me all the ways it's not.
Exactly.
Love myself too damn much, worked way too fucking hard.
Yeah. And it's real. Like I said last night, it's like, you know, the more clear you become, the more clear we become through our process, through our inner work, just the more present, the more clear, the more loving, more positive, more woke you become, the less you can withstand the stuff that's not. And it's not like, oh, you're wrong, you're bad. It's just like, no, I love you, and like this doesn't feel good to me. And so that's why it is rare to find somebody in this world that aligns in that way fully.
All right, so let's review. I set the intention to create genuine, authentic connection while going on dates in New York City. And what happened was all the stuff that was in the way came to the surface. I felt constriction. I felt insecure. I felt unsafe. My body started to shut down. And what was the core belief underneath that? Because our beliefs are creating our reality. So as we ask the questions, as I sit in it and I meditate and I journal and I do my practices around it, I recognize there's a belief here that it is not safe to be sexy. That sexual energy is dangerous. Because if you think about it, being molested at the age of 5, I created a story to do everything I could not to be seen as the object of sexual desire. To protect myself from that pain, from that wounding, from something like that happening to me ever again. But I wasn't aware of this. I just thought this is how I was. This is the way I am, and I'm just uncomfortable because I'm not familiar with it. But through this process and the awareness of what was happening in me and outside of me, I uncovered this belief. And really, what is sexy? Sexy is the authentic expression of your essence. The more you embody and love who you are, the sexier you become. Ryan and I were talking about it on the night that we went dancing. There was this guy who was probably 60, 70 pounds overweight, who there was something about how he was dancing, how he was showing up, how he was playing with people on the dance floor, where both of us separately said, that dude's got it. That dude's got something. There's a sexiness to his essence because he is unapologetically himself. You could tell that he loves himself and the way that he's moving through life, and that is sexy. So, if I have a belief it's not safe to be sexy, no wonder that I would feel so unsafe to be my authentic self in these interactions of online dating. Makes you wonder how many people also feel unsafe to show themselves authentically out in the world. There's a statistic that says 53% of people on online dating sites and apps lie in their profiles. Whether that's about their height, their weight, their financial situation, or using a picture that's 10 years old. 53% of people online dating are lying in their profiles. How much of that has to do with not feeling safe? How much of that has to do with not loving themselves enough to say, this is who I am? And if we don't own who we are, how can we ever expect to receive the intention that we're asking for of creating deep, intimate, genuine connection? I like to use the analogy of puzzle pieces. We are all puzzle pieces. And the more that you know yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you recognize the edges of your unique puzzle piece. And as you do that, you're going to start to see who fits with your piece. And if they don't fit with you, it doesn't make them bad, it doesn't make them wrong, it doesn't make you better. You're just not a match. And as you dive into this work, as you dive into the personal development, like Ryan was speaking about in the last scene, you start to recognize, whoa, I actually have a clearer picture of my puzzle piece. The more clearly defined it is, the less matches there are for me out there. And the more I appreciate, the more I respect, the more I celebrate when there is a fit. And so at the end of the day, did I create authentic, genuine connection in New York? Yeah, with myself. I more deeply owned who I am, what I'm about, fell in love with myself even more, which may make it more difficult to create the romantic relationships with anyone, and has given me an appreciation for the connections that I do have and the ones that are going to continue to show up in my life. So I encourage you to do the self-exploration. Do the work to find out what are the edges of your piece. Who are you really, and what do you want? Set a powerful intention for what you want to call in, and watch what happens. Remember that always, in all ways, you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved. And at the end of the day, you can have a lot of fun doing this.
Up here admiring the view and celebrating life on this Halloween 2018. Life is good.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for watching the episode. My name's Adam.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Matthew.
This is The Art of Choosing Love.
If you found any value in today's episode for yourself or for your loved ones, go ahead and share the video. Make sure this message spreads.
We're going to be releasing new content every week, so subscribe below and follow along.
And if you want to take the conversation even deeper, we've started a Facebook group for this growing tribe and community to support each other in our growth and expansion around topics that are really important to the collective and this planet. So if you want to be a part of that, go to theartofchoosinglove.com, put in your email address, and we will send you a private invite. Thank you. And always, in all ways, you are seen, you are heard,
and you are loved.